This is the day that the Lord has made. We should rejoice and be glad in it. Mom's rejoicing right now, and I hope you all are rejoicing for her. A story?
Sure. Well, Mom always kissed my tears as I was a boy growing up, and she loved me, and I loved her very deeply. And I just remember her always being in the kitchen, and I'd go in when it was taco night or fish night or whatever, and help her grate cheese or cut tomatoes or cut onions. And she was just a very hard worker, I think, especially to raise 3 kids. And that was one of the things I loved most about Mom, was that she was the heart and soul of our family.
Yeah. I have a story. I got to spend the last 2 years of her life with her, and I cared for her, and we would run errands together, and there was a time when I didn't have shoes. So I grabbed one of her shoes, which is bigger than my foot, and it was kind of flopping off, and I thought, isn't that ironic that I cannot fill her shoes. She had very, very big shoes to fill, and no one could fill Dorothy's shoes. She was the whole package. She was beauty, she was spirit-filled, she was intelligent, quiet, strong. And these are my shoes, and sometimes I tried to get her to fit into my foot, and she didn't measure up. But I know the good Lord has made each of us different and uniquely beautiful.
And he touched on intelligent, and I think, she was a teacher for so many years, and she was in the top 1% of her class when she graduated. And I think we sometimes forget just how smart she was, and yet she fell in love with this person who didn't graduate high school, who was really a ditch digger when they met, and she was able to make it work. And she not only taught us facts and figures, but she taught us wisdom. And we didn't always listen. We at least were given the opportunity to learn from her knowledge and her acts.
I wanted to tell another story. When Nola Catherine asked what her favorite verses were, she said, "Hand me the Bible." And so she opened it, and she started with John 3:16, and then she went on to Jeremiah 9:11, hope and a future for our plans, and then John 1:12, and then John 15, John 17, John 14, Proverbs 8, 17, 24, 25, 27, and went into Psalms 23, and over and over again more verses, 3 pages of them. And I thought, boy, I don't think she's thinking too clearly. But really, she was thinking the best, the most clearest, because she loved this book, and this is what life is about, eternity and God's Word.
So what was your earliest memory of Mom?
Wow, my earliest memory. I remember my room was always a mess because I'm a messy. And she would try to help me clean it up, and then I would have these tantrums where I would just kick the wall as hard as I could and scream, "I hate you." And she would softly say, "I love you." I was probably about 4 or 5 when I remember tantrums and her love.
How about you, Dan?
My earliest memory with Mom was being in a dressing room at the mall and trying to get out to go to the other dressing rooms, and her pulling me in, telling me I'm not allowed to do that.
Oh, yeah.
That was my earliest memory.
I think one of my earliest memories was she was an artist, and she used to draw figures for me to color. And I'd spend hours coloring all these different shapes that she would put together for me.
She was your own human coloring book.
She was.
That's great. Are we done?
I think so.
Okay.
I want to leave with one more thing. This is a quote from Lois Hyatt, her hairdresser. When I was all distressed, the most important thing is Dorothy's in heaven. Lois Hyatt, friend, hairdresser.